Sebastian Korda winning the toss and electing to receive when this final gets underway. Korda against Mannarino for the Astana Open title and for an ATP 250 title. And here's how they got to this championship match. Korda putting out the top seed, Talon Griekspoor in the quarterfinals, and then you could argue player of the week, Hamad Medjedovic, the wild card in the semi-finals. Korda really had to play well to win that in the deciding tiebreak. Mannarino putting out Yuri Rodionov in the quarterfinals, saving 11 set points in that extraordinary second set before going on to beat Sebastian Offner with surprising ease in the semi-finals. So we have the players, we have the umpire, we have a good atmosphere inside the Kazakhstan National Tennis Center. We have myself, Jonathan Overend, here in the commentary box, joined by WTA Tour professional and coach to the stars, Naomi Brody. How are you? Good to see you. Looking forward to this one. It's quite hard to call because they've never played. In fact, they've never even practiced together. So what's your hunch?
It's really interesting, isn't it? There have been a few interesting matchups, I think, this week. For me, more so because of the surface. It's a little bit different to what they usually play on, with it being on the indoors. And we've seen so many tight matches, haven't we? The doubles preceding this, just adding to the tiebreak tally of the week. 6 and 6 the doubles was. How many tiebreaks have we seen on this centre court this week? We can see a fair few examples here as we see the results of Sebastian Korda. He's contributed to that tiebreak tally nicely. 3 of them coming against Medjedovic in that semi-final yesterday as well. But he's just been able to hold serve incredibly well. He's top of the leaderboard for aces, having hit 61 this week. So it's whether Mannarino can find his way into a rally to cause him some awkwardness, or if Sebastian's just going to serve too well.
Yeah, Korda held serve throughout that match with Medjedovic. But Mannarino has the tricks and he has the variety. The left-hander from France. He'll be using that sliding serve out wide to the ad court, I'm sure, frequently again. And all his opponents have really struggled to deal with that, barring one extraordinary return from Sebastian Offner yesterday, where he was virtually in the front row of spectators when he played it back cross-court. But of course the problem with that is you leave the whole of the court open, so the return has got to be absolutely brilliant. How is Korda going to deal with that? And also, Naomi, I suppose, how long will it take Korda to get to grips with the Mannarino game? Because in best of 3, of course, if you leave it too long, the match could be almost over.
And having never played him before, you know, I'm sure he's researched a lot of his matches. It's not like they're going to be complete strangers to each other in general, but never even hit, as you say. Mannarino telling us that in his on-court interview yesterday, never even practiced, let alone played a match. So it is going to be a little bit new, trying to find their footing in the first few games. Mannarino, interestingly, has won the most return games in the field this week in Astana. So you've got one of the best servers of the week against one of the best returners of the week. And I think that's going to be how this match is going to try and play out.
Yeah, that number is amazing, isn't it? 44% of return games won, equating to 19 out of 43. Mannarino described his match with Rodionov in the quarterfinals as miserable. Slightly better yesterday, he said. He's a hard taskmaster. Surely if he ends today lifting the trophy, he'll be full of self-congratulation. He better had be.
He hasn't been happy with that racket as well, has he? He's been tapping it a lot, the strings. He's sent it off a few times, switching between frames.
Here we go then with the singles final at the Astana Open of 2023. We're indoors in the Kazakhstan National Tennis Center. It's been an enjoyable week here, and we have 2 players vying for the title. From the United States, Sebastian Korda, here he is, the number 5 seed, and his opponent here, the number 6 seed from France, Adrian Mannarino. Mannarino, watch out for that sliding serve out wide. Korda, his big serves will be doing damage, but Mannarino has the return game potentially to deal with it in a way other Korda opponents haven't managed. It's a very interesting clash of styles. Best of 3 sets. Mannarino to start us off.
You see players start to adjust their return position as well as the match goes on with Mannarino to try and cover these sliding serves that he hits so well.
First overall from the umpire's chair, clearly out, and Mannarino not requiring the technology to confirm it. We have had a few occasions over the course of the week where the umpire has had to step in, particularly on the baselines, actually. So Mannarino off and running with the opening game. Hoping to win his second title of the year. He won on the grass of Newport, Rhode Island, just after Wimbledon, that very historic event at the International Hall of Fame. Last Frenchman to win 2 titles, or more than one anyway, multiple titles in a single season. Hugo Humbert and Guillaume Monfils. That was back in 2020. It was the year that Mannarino made this final. So he's playing this Astana Championship match for the 2nd time in his career. Couldn't get past John Millman of Australia that day. just feel, Naomi, if Korda isn't able to dominate behind his first serve today, then Mannarino is going to fancy his chances when he gets involved in these rallies.
Yeah, it's going to be a massively important statistic for Korda today, as you say. Once you get into the rallies, it's just so awkward to deal with the shots. Mannarino's hitting at you, skidding on through, staying so low. Especially for Korda, stood at 6'5", that ball skidding on through, not bouncing up nicely.
And for all the research they'll have done, all the matches they'll have watched of Mannarino, nothing beats actually being on the same court. And I just feel that could be a really significant factor out here. The fact they haven't even practiced together, let alone played a match together. It might take a while for Korda to work this man out.
12-year age gap between them. Early on in the match, Mannarino with some breakpoint opportunities.
Korda really used his serve to get himself out of trouble in the Medjedovic match. And again, the importance of that first delivery, it's clear. Mannarino's won all his points after relatively long rallies. Korda has won his with his serve. The tone is set.
That's a beautiful shot. Just set up high enough so he could lean on it, get the extra angle. Chopping through the sideline way before it reached the baseline.
Nice retrieve from Mannarino from his backhand corner, but having scampered across, couldn't keep the rally going. And that's an impressive hold from Korda from 15-40. One game all in the opening set of the final.
Actually, I thought Korda in his last match did a really good job at forcing Medjedovic to stay in the rally, something he's maybe going to look to do the opposite of today. year, Korda, was to try and crack the world's top 20. And even having had 3 months out, if he does get the win today, he's going to be very close. I think he'll be at career high about 22.
Now there we go. Now that's a very good play from Korda, dealing with that wide serve with the defensive slice on the stretch, and of course having a big wingspan is going to help him today with that. Balance, so important when he's on the stretch that far.
Absolutely sure there's no way Korda could have got to this one. Bouncing it way up into the stands.
So Mannarino 2 holds to 30. Korda saving 2 break points. Competitive start to this Astana Open final. And it is the Frenchman ahead by 2 games to 1. Yes, Korda will match his career high when the new rankings are published, which actually is going to be tomorrow. But if he wins the title, 22 is where he will head to. And Mannarino, incidentally, is going to 27, which is amazing at the age of 35. And if he wins the title, 23 will be just 1 place off his career high. Imagine making a career high ranking at 35.
I've been saying I feel like he's having the best year of his career, and he's got his most match wins this year that he's ever managed to get on the ATP Tour in a single season. But he hasn't matched his career high yet, but it's seemingly
Close.
not too far away now. He's playing such great tennis. Or maybe not, according to him. Miserable tennis is still getting the win.
Just 1 title on Sebastian Korda's CV on the full ATP Tour. That was in Parma on clay 2021. Would this count as a bigger win? Both 250 events. Because he's had some good runs at Grand Slams, French Open, Wimbledon, Australian Open this year, the quarter-final. By far the biggest collection of points on his ranking breakdown.
Hold of that one. Way inside the baseline when he makes contact, and again just another sign of the different type of ball shots that are coming at you whenever Mannarino's down the other end of the court. You don't know what he's going to come up with next.
That's right onto the baseline. So he's in the sideline and the baseline in this game. He looks very dangerous today. Can he carve out another breakpoint chance?
He's returning these serves on the baseline, Mannarino, and that serve from Korda was 230 kilometres an hour. The previous one that Mannarino hit the baseline off, I checked because I thought it looked quite slow. It was 195 kilometres an hour. Incredible timing.
He's found first serves again. I know Mannarino has had a hit on those last two, but he has found the first serves again from 15-30. He's got an incredible ability to do this. Well, again, to close out the game. It's nice quality to have, isn't it? It's one thing being able to hit a first serve in first point of a game or when you're 40 love up, but can you do it when you're behind in a game? Break point down. This man seems to be able to consistently. He has allowed some sets to get a bit closer than he would have liked over the course of the match. Sometimes he doesn't instill the greatest confidence when he does have a lead.
Well-worked point from Korda, starting the rally off, just going straight up and down the middle of the court, slowly but surely opening it up, creating the angles, pushing Mannarino side to side that little bit more. Wasn't able to execute on the final shot.
Just look at the position Mannarino takes for that first serve. Much nearer the sideline than the centre line, giving him the angle. Consistently going out wide. So Mannarino yet to be taken to deuce, let alone face a break point. He'll be delighted with the way he started here, leading 3-2 in the opening set.
Enjoyed our trumpet players this week in Astana.
good crowd in for the final. Plenty of young kids have been in, families, the next generation. Another opportunity for Mannarino to make some inroads on the Korda serve. He knows that when he got him in bother at 15-30, he did get a couple of hits on the first serves, as big as they were from Korda. Mannarino, pretty clean strike on the return of the 140-plus first serve. If he keeps putting himself in that position, he'll believe he will get the break at some point.
Rushing Korda constantly, isn't he, as you say, that big strike on the ball, seeing it really well today, but it's how early he's taking it that's rushing Korda, that's forcing him to hit the error. Making the most of the net cord. Korda got him back into the rally because Mannarino was in control.
Nice idea to go back cross court. Would have been an awkward volley for Korda. Well, Mannarino looks pretty confident about this appeal. Might have been one of those that hits the line but beyond the service line. Let's see.
It was deep in the box, wasn't it?
No, right on the junction. Excellent serve.
Smart, using the body serve, feeling that Mannarino's stepping in close, trying to take his time away. Taking advantage of that and using body. Cool as a cucumber, isn't it?
You can see him working a few things out, can't you, in his head in these early stages. And I felt the first half hour was going to be really important for Korda to stay with Mannarino, just to work out the various tricks from the Frenchman. You've got to feel that Korda's confidence and influence will only grow from this point.
It's great job from Mannarino.
Yeah, winning that on his second serve. We saw him with the first go with the change-up down the centre, just waiting for that moment when Korda just takes that little bit of an extra step to his left to cover the wide serve. But into the net, it was academic.
Only hitting about 50% of his first serves in at the moment. 55% to be exact, but he's winning lots of them. He's only dropped 2 points behind first serve.
Second successive hold to 15 for the Frenchman. That's the world number 34, who's heading back inside the top 30 next week, ahead by 4 games to 3. I say next week, worth pointing out what's actually happening with the ATP rankings, considering we've had these staggered starts to both Astana and Beijing. There will be a new ranking list coming out tomorrow, but it will be dated Monday. So when we kind of look back in history at this week, it will be, you'll be looking at Monday's date, yesterday's in other words, but it will, there wasn't a new ranking that came out yesterday, and it'll be tomorrow.
It'll be this week of the year.
Yeah. And obviously Shanghai just around the corner. Players have been arriving there over the last 48 hours or so. Qualifying underway. Top players practicing. Going with serve. A familiar feeling for Korda. There wasn't a single break in his match with Hamad Medjedovic, which was one of the matches of the week, if not the match of the week yesterday. 3 tie breaks. Korda winning the deciding one, 7-3. Well, if he gets this wrong, Mannarino, he'll be down to just 1 remaining challenge. Both of his challenges so far have been on serves that have been bang on the line.
I keep saying it's been a week of tie breaks, and well, it would be fitting if we got one in the final, wouldn't it? Seems to be heading that way at the moment. Korda
Only one.
Looking comfortable. I think we're going to see a Korda Medjedovic 6-6 and 6. He's just been impeccable on serve all week, Korda. No surprise. So many of the statistics. Average first serve percentage across the week has been 66%. He's been winning 80% of points behind first serve. He's won 95% of service games. Most aces. It's his 66th ace of the week.
And even though Mannarino's return stats are excellent, he's not able to get anywhere on the Korda serve thus far. Those 2 break points in the Americans' opening service game, snuffed out by first serves, and that's the ability that he has. Oh, lovely play from Korda. Beautiful pattern. Working the space, opening up the court.
What a smart play that was. Awkward court position that he put Mannarino into, and not an easy backhand down the line either to hit from there. Using every inch of the court.
First time he's won the opening point on the Mannarino serve. Oh, what a game he's playing so far, Korda. Beautiful use of the slice, then the acceleration.
2 points in a row. Slice, getting Mannarino out of position, and then immediately backing it up with the injection of pace. Honing in on that tactic.
There's a lot to take in on that poster.
I was trying to quickly read it all.
All of it support for Mannarino.
Maybe you could read it at change of ends.
Oh, he's pushed it. Not too many moments when you would say Mannarino has committed true unforced errors in this set, but that's the pressure that Korda has put him under in this game with his strong start. First break points on the Mannarino serve. Excellent work from Korda. A first serve return there just to ask the question, and 2 errors in a row from the Frenchman, and it will be Korda serving for the opening set in just a moment with his 5-4 lead.
He created the pressure, hadn't he? But it was the unforced errors gifting him the break in the end.
First time he has enjoyed the feeling of breaking serve since the 6th game of the final set against Talon Griekspoor a long time ago. But it'll be a good feeling. Breaking at 4-all, that's gotta feel good, hasn't it?
It's the perfect time to break. You've not left yourself with an entire set with a target on your back. Just allowed the pressure to cause the damage to your opponent. Found a bit of a tactic that works, short slice followed by injection of pace and then enforced errors. Now you just got to hold your nerve and serve it out, but serving stats for Korda this week, you're going to be backing him to do so.
So just 36 minutes on the match clock. Korda serving for the first set of the final. No real harm. Korda using up a challenge here. In fact, a very good challenge. Replay the point. Oh, yes. Korda growing in stature.
Pinpoint perfection, that forehand, right into the corner.
I think Korda will be a relieved man to see that float over the baseline. He's not able to win any points in this game with his first serve. To this point, he's getting involved in these rallies. But he is at set point, 2 of them. Well played. Just that loose game from Mannarino in the 9th game. And Korda serving it out to 15. He takes the lead and is 1 set away from a second career ATP Tour title.
Well, I think, Jonathan, that set went pretty much as we were expecting it to. Korda looking to dominate on serve as he has been doing. Up by the stats, that first serve percentage from Korda slightly lower than it has been throughout the rest of the week. He's been averaging at 66% first serves in, but masses of points won behind it, as we've seen him been doing. And you look at those stats and wonder how on earth either of them had any break points, because even Adrian Mannarino, he's not done anything wrong on the serve, has he? But just a loss of focus in that 9th game. Korda was ready to pounce. He knew he had to make the most of the opportunity, and he took it with both hands. 39 minutes. I think Mannarino will be looking to do more of the same in the second set. As I say, not done too much wrong, but as will Korda, 6 games to 4.
Korda is ready to get going again and resume this final. Why not? He's enjoying himself. Second final of the year for him. Reached the final in Adelaide right at the start of the year before the Australian Open, and it needed Novak Djokovic to stop him. Then had that excellent run in Melbourne. The wins over Medvedev and Hurkacz. Retiring from his quarter-final against Tachanov. And missing a good chunk of the spring season. What about Korda's use of the backhand slice so far today?
Yeah, he's using it a lot on the cross court into the Mannarino forehand. We saw him almost pick up on it towards the end of the set and think, actually, he's not dealing well with this, you know, thinking quickly on his feet. Assuming it's so effective because Mannarino has a pretty extreme grip on the forehand, considering how flat he hits the ball as well. But his grip's quite far around, not easy for him to get under the ball. Nice mix up down the tee there on the serve. But as well, for Korda, the injection of pace after the slice at times when he's needed it as well. Using the slice a little bit shorter in the court, dragging Mannarino in.
So Mannarino will hope that sets the tone for set two. Set he has to win, of course. He's looking for a fourth career title. Two of his previous three have been on grass. One outdoor hard court, that was in Winston-Salem last year. Korda made the final in Antwerp. That was an indoor hard court event in 2022, but this would be his first indoor hard title and only his second altogether.
I think what I like about Korda as well is he's always playing his game style, but it's not stubborn sort of tennis. He's always happy to change up a little bit depending on what his opponent's doing. You know, stay more consistent or patient when he needs to. Working again nicely. It's like, this is the way I play, and I'm going to put that out onto the court, but if it's not working, I'm not afraid to try and do something else. There's an intelligence still behind it. It's not just a big hitting serve bot.
well played, and Korda continuing his form into the second set. Looking to impose himself on the court. Obviously, he had the much longer semi-final yesterday. Mannarino very brisk in beating Sebastian in just over an hour. So even though Korda played the first semi-final, I would imagine his legs were the heavier yesterday evening.
It's a pretty brutal battle, actually, considering it's an indoor tournament. You're not contesting with the heat that these players have had to deal with over the past few weeks. But that match against Medjedovic yesterday, they were moving each other a lot. Having to deal with a lot of brute force coming at them as well.
Third double fault over the course of the final from Mannarino.
He's just got brilliant hands, Mannarino. Works his way up to the net whenever he's able to. Dinking it away inside of the ball. A lot of space down the line. Mannarino infuriated, turning to his coach and remonstrating about his performance in this point. And it is a break chance for Seb Korda.
from Mannarino on the lob. This is a world champion weightlifter in the crowd, and athlete respects athlete. The way Mannarino was able to use his feet to just get something on that lob. It's a nice play from Korda. The drop shot hasn't always been his friend this week here in Astana.
Points like these that can turn matches around, just hanging on in there as long as you can, not allowing your opponent to run away with it. Korda feeling like now's his time, isn't he? Wanting to get an early break here. It was Mannarino that had the chances for the early break in the first set, wasn't able to take them.
Just seemed to skid through a little bit and rushed Korda.
You always see players looking down at the court, but I sometimes think it's just the spin from Adrian.
Well, he's had so little success with his serve to that side of the court, Mannarino, today, relatively speaking. You know, he's been able to absolutely pick that serve off in previous rounds, and opponents have not been able to handle it.
It's like he's not had his safety net, has he? That's what it's been for him. As you say, he could have just fallen back on it whenever he needed it in other matches.
Break point for the second time in the game. And remember that dramatic first break point with the Korda drop shot and lob that was so close to working. Well, again, not able to rely on his serve to that side. It's been a real theme of this final. The second serve called long. Mannarino challenging. It is long, well long, and Korda now leads by a set and a break, and has to be the very strong favourite, despite not always being reliable when he has this sort of lead, to go on and take the title from here.
I think you're finding it very difficult to bet against him right now. The way he's been serving, how comfortable he's been holding, other than those 2 break points that Mannarino had in the very first service game of Korda. It's twice Mannarino's gifted, really gifted the break. It was the 2 unforced errors in the first set, now with the 2 double faults.
I think when you do have that sort of go-to shot that's able to get you out of trouble, particularly, you know, when it's to the ad court, the majority of big points are played to that side, it's demoralizing. You end up questioning yourself, and the racket taking a little bit of a tumble as the frustration builds for the Frenchman. So Korda broke late to win the opening set. Now he's broken early.
Very well played. Mannarino injecting the extra pace early in the rally, trying to get the upper hand, but Korda neutralising, immediately getting himself on the front foot thereafter.
Oh yes, the big serves come out once again.
It's a big task, isn't it, to look for the break now for Mannarino. Korda's only been broken 3 times the entire week. Pressures of him 6'5" moving forwards. You have to go for so much on the next ball to try and get it through that wingspan. Just got to try and stay within touching distance here, Mannarino. Not allow him to run away with it.
Korda just broken the once by the top seed Talon Griekspoor in the quarter-final. Not at all in the semi-final by Medjedovic. Did lose his serve while holding a lead in the deciding set against Alexei Popyrin. Had a 3-1, 4-2 lead in that final set. Korda was broken back for 4-all and actually did a really good job of then breaking again immediately in the subsequent game before closing out the match.
There's really not much you can do when Mannarino hits depth like that in the court. You know, with the ball staying low and skidding through, it's such a tough shot. You end up wanting to just kind of play up, but it's then going to sit up for him to take advantage of.
So Mannarino just has to keep holding serve and hoping that he will get the opportunity. 3-2, Sebi Korda's advantage in this second set. The Astana Open final of 2023. It's been a good week for him, whatever happens, but having lost this final before 3 years ago to John Millman, won't want a repeat of that.
I wonder what ranking Mannarino could get to if the clay court season didn't take up such a large chunk of the year, because he barely wins a match over the clay.
Yeah.
Consistently every year. He just plays to get through, I think. Looks forward to the grass, keeps it as short as he can, but it's still, you know, several tournaments, and of course the French Open, you're never going to miss that, especially being a Frenchman.
Well, when you look at Mannarino's ranking breakdown, he's got the 250 points from winning in Newport, made a final in Mallorca as well, 150 points from that. Quarterfinal of Cincinnati, that's next up, 180 points. Third round US Open, fourth round Miami, quarterfinals Queens and Astana. So,
It's a great year.
Good year, but all grass and hardcore, as you say.
And the clay courters have the opportunity at the start of the year after Australia to go back on the clay, don't they? There's little pockets throughout the year. After Wimbledon, they can get back on the clay before the US Open series. But for Mannarino, I think he's just got to stick it out on when it's clay court season. I don't think there's really a little sneaky grass or hard court event that he can hop on into. Interesting how high he could get if there was.
Yeah, that's just in.
To replay this one, he's got away with that Korda.
Well, a little bit of pressure. Mannarino winning the 2 points and thinking that he'd won the previous one as well, the previous version of that point. And this is where Korda, I think, just needs a little bit more authority as a player who's closing in on the top 20. You're going to be in this situation more and more, and you can't allow your opponent back into sets. And Mannarino, what a fine return that is to move to love 40.
reads the energy of the game so well, Mannarino. He knows exactly when to take his moments. Almost just waiting until they get too comfortable in that leading position, and then he goes for it again.
It's the forehand rather than the serve, which has saved Korda so far. One more break point to come.
Could be now or never for Mannarino.
Forehand that was down the line from Mannarino, and even though Korda retrieved it impressively, the Frenchman has struck, breaking his American opponent for the first time. And we have plenty of tennis still to be played in this Astana Open final. 3-all, break each way.
Some of the best tennis he's played in that point there, Mannarino. Being so aggressive. Taking it to his opponent, knowing Korda would probably be a bit tight. So close yet so far. New balls.
Not necessarily this week, but it's certainly not the first time we've seen Korda lose a lead. Something opponents will latch onto. They'll know that sets aren't over. Far from it, if they go an early breakdown.
Spoke about the slice at the end of the first set. It seemed to be a tactic Korda was starting to tap into, slicing onto the Mannarino forehand. We spoke about that extreme grip. He's not really done it much in the second. Tried there, but found the net.
Back in behind play from Mannarino, enabling them to put the volley into plenty of open court. And the problem for Korda now is that if that Mannarino sliding serve starts functioning, could be in a bit of bother.
It's feeling very different, isn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's changed in the last 5 minutes.
Well, look at the body language now from Mannarino. It's amusing his coach, but there is a different feel to this final now with the Frenchman 4-3 up.
I think that's a sign of Mannarino finally feeling like he's finding the level of tennis that he's satisfied with. He hasn't been able to find it so far this week, yet he's still here in the final on serve in the second set, having broken back. Just finding a way again, showing his experience, 35 years of age. Doesn't have to be pretty to get the job done. But it's starting to look a lot nicer now.
Great to see so much support from young supporters for both of these players. Well, that seems to be the hub of the Korda support squad there. I think we also got a glimpse of the world's strongest man, didn't we, Naomi?
Yeah, sat next to Mannarino's coach, Arno. To be on best behaviour with him next to you. Maybe it's intimidation for Korda.
We have champion weightlifters, we have world boxing champions, we have international footballers, we have plenty of star names in Kazakhstan sport watching this final. Of course, they did hope that Alexander Bublik and Mikhail Kukushkin would go on good runs here. It wasn't to be. And while we've been saying the tone has shifted, it hasn't changed completely. You know, Korda's still very much in this. He's leading by a set to love. We're on serve in the second set. He's got to keep believing that he's not far away from winning the title.
Yep.
But loses serve here, and then things do change significantly.
You need to just look up at the scoreboard, don't you? Remind yourself of the score. You feel like you're losing because you were a break-up, but you're not. Suddenly just upped his level massively, Mannarino. Serve just sat in the slot. He said, thank you very much. Still staying in nice and close on these returns.
Played it so well, but then wasn't at the net in time. That volley really should have been a lot easier than it turned into.
It's the right play. He's just tried to go for way too much there. He needed softer hands, just a little dink short up the court. Korda's clearly feeling the pressure.
That's his first double fault of the match. What a time for it to come. That little wry smile. He's feeling it. He's lost the last 3 games, remember. Oh, he's got a little bit of extra fizz, Mannarino.
The grunt's out, he's being much more aggressive. He's not just sat back in these rallies trying to be awkward for Korda, he's taking it to him. He's now dominating the rallies. And a chance now to serve out the second set if he can get this break.
Well, how about this? Korda was 3-1 up. We always knew that it was likely to not be the final knockings of the contest. Mannarino is too good to allow a final like this to drift away. Things really have shifted. And now the Frenchman with a chance to serve to win this second set.
Korda's probably wondering what on earth has just happened in the last 10 minutes. It's not over the finish line yet.
Well, there's no doubt that as this match has got closer, Korda's first serve has been less effective, his slice has been less effective. Mannarino has raised his game. And all of that combined means we're now in for a really, really interesting final. My goodness. Mannarino's defense there, quite incredible.
So quick, you could hear the gasps from the crowd. Couldn't believe how many balls he was getting back here. And he was reading Korda like a book. He stayed there in that corner. He knew he wanted to use the back behind. Squeezed the corner, gave Korda no space to hit into. One of his best points, I think, that. Korda's starting to raise his level himself here as well, though. You can see him starting to bring that slice back into play much more. He's trying to mix up the rhythm. We saw him do it at the back end of the first set, the slice, followed by the quick injection of pace.
Yeah, and even on that 15-all point, an extraordinary counter-punch point from Mannarino. Korda set the point up well. But his problem is that Mannarino's first serve has taken him to set point. And now he'll head across to his favourite side and dream of hitting that sideline. Five games in a row for the 35-year-old Adrian Mannarino, who was 3-1 down in that second set. But what a change in fortune, and what a final set we have in store.
What a set of tennis that was from Adrian Mannarino. How on earth has he got himself back into the match? It was broken in the third game of that second set. You can see there the opportunities Korda was able to take. And broke back in game 6 and 8. Korda's serves just not as high, the stats in the second set, as they were in the first. His first serve percentage dropping off a little bit. And points one behind it as well. Mannarino, you can see how aggressive he's being behind the second serve of Korda there in that second set as well. Korda winning just 4 points behind second serve. So Mannarino growing in confidence. An hour and 25 minutes on the clock as we head into the third set of the final here in Astana. for a bathroom break, Korda. Just to regroup. Set 3-1 up. 5 games on the trot for Mannarino.
Surely about finding his big weapons and making them effective once more. Korda to start the deciding set. Well, he finds a first serve there, and that is one area that he's been sadly lacking in the last half an hour, that ability to just pull out that big first serve when he's behind in games. He's been so good at that this whole tournament. That's grazed the baseline. Much better from Korda. Big response from him from love 30. That's more like it. was tempting cross-court, wasn't it, at love 15? Well played. Couple of backhands, not quite hitting the mark on the two previous points, but this forehand, look at this. Precision. Excellent response from Korda after the disappointment of those 5 games against him in the second set. Wow. Korda with the first break point of the decider. Staying so cool and calm, as calm as he can anyway, believing that Mannarino's hot streak wasn't going to last through to the end of the contest. 30-40.
Mannarino.
And a little bit of a look from Mannarino as if to say, well, I normally hit about 10 of those over the course of a set, let alone a match, and that's about my first. Looking for more as he saves break point. 1 set all, 1 game all.
Energy is completely different, isn't it, than the first set now for Mannarino. He's looking like he knows what he wants to do on each of his shots. Looking more tall between points. Korda that seemingly getting more tight on those ground strokes. That second set lead haunting him maybe for Korda.
Third time in his last 4 service games that he's slipped to love 30.
Can you please switch off the phone flashing? Can you move it from there, please?
Light just distracting Mannarino. Sorted now.
Didn't even move, Korda. His feet hadn't barely landed off the serve before the return was already going past him. He's taking it so early right now, Mannarino.
And the same thing happened in the 3-2 game in the second set at love 30. Big early return from Mannarino, clean winner, love 40. The match shifted from that point. And a break to love. Having just saved the break point himself, Mannarino has turned this final around and leads by 2 games to 1. Final set.
There's another player, Mannarino, that doubles up on his socks. Just trying to provide those toes with some extra protection. Getting slammed into the front of your shoe as you're running around the court. He's going to have to dig deep here, Korda. It's going to be a mental battle. Wasn't he? Starting to break up. Now suddenly he's blinked. There's a breakdown in the third.
Korda's now lost his serve 3 times in the match, and that's as many as in the rest of the tournament put together. But we know that Mannarino so good on his return numbers. It's funny, isn't it, that we went into this thinking it would take Korda a while to work out Mannarino, and actually it's proved to be the other way around.
He's had to mix that T1 in more so than normal, I think, today, Mannarino on the ad side. It's usually his full-back, the wide serve, but it hasn't been successful the entire time. Korda's been covering it.
the two volleys. First of them instinctive, the drive from Korda into the body. So often an effective play.
I keep expecting Korda to go for the lob again, but after Mannarino made that fantastic overhead in the second set, he's not gone for it again.
Makes it Korda. Not exactly off the very centre of the racket. Strange that. Mannarino, I think, was expecting his first serve to be called long. I think because the return was good, I think he was actually hoping it would be called long.
Odd slice forehand, didn't it? Just say, I don't think he was ready for the point to keep going.
Drop shot at an angle, yes, says Mannarino. 3-1.
Brilliant shot. Half the issue, half the battle with your drop shots is the timing of them. That was perfect. Korda on the back foot, expecting the big forehand into the open court. Element of surprise. Back behind each and every shot here this rally. Just keeps on coming, Mannarino, taking these returns so early, rushing Korda every single second shot. It's his 9th ace of the match today. Korda, his 70th of the tournament.
Vital hold for Korda. Can't afford to go double breakdown in this final set. at all. Problems enough for him. He's got to work out a way of striking on the Mannarino serve. Second final of the year for Korda, and that first one in Adelaide was quite the match in over 3 hours with Novak Djokovic. But there were moments in it when Korda held reasonable leads. Okay, it's against Djokovic, the best we've ever seen. But he wouldn't want to lose another final from a winning position. Plenty of tennis still to be played in this one. There's the Korda support squad. That was an hour or so killed at school yesterday, wasn't it? Making those posters. Good job. Fans have loved it here this week. They've had a great time.
How many of these young kids play tennis themselves? They'll be excited to get back on court after they've watched this week's tennis.
Although you feel for the poor coaches a little bit, there might be a few slightly different forehands coming in at the weekend. Oh no, this is all right, coach. I saw Mannarino do it. Yes. It's an interesting one. Every player's different. So often the best coaches let their players find what works for them. That's true of many sports, Naomi, isn't it? Not just tennis, many of the most technical sports. So many of the greatest over the years have had unconventional styles.
It's, as you say, the best coaches knowing when to step in and when to not. If a shot looks different but it works for the player, why change it? You need to step in if the technique is causing the shot to break down. Clearly for Mannarino, that's not happening.
Oh, such good tennis from both sides of the court, and one of Sebi Korda's best moments for quite some time.
It's an unbelievable shot here from Korda. It was a great rally. Mannarino was in control. Angle he's produced from there. Scurrying across, he had to stay so low. Be the #1 Frenchman, Mannarino, when the rankings change, regardless if he wins today or not. Sat just above Hugo Humbert currently. Hugo's 34. The live rankings, Mannarino sat currently at 27, but he can jump on up a little bit further with a win today.
Well, it's corrected as good, and it looks like Mariana Veljovic is going to award Mannarino the point here because she's asking Korda whether he wants to challenge.
I thought she was going to challenge the shot on the baseline to see if Korda had missed the return or not.
Well, she's given it to Mannarino. That sort of incident with the overall on the serve remains a grey area, really does depend on the judgment of the individual umpires as to whether they immediately say replay the point, take the serve again.
I think it's just the judgment, isn't it? Their opinion if you could have made the return or not.
And whether the call of fault came before the shot was made or not. Still game point. It's wide. And Korda's opportunities to break the Mannarino serve are rapidly running out. He'll only have 2 more chances at best. Loses serve here, and he'll only have the 1 more opening. What a performance it has been from Adrian Mannarino. Not at his best in the first set, but finding a way to turn it around. That's every game. Every game in this set, Korda has lost the opening point on his own serve. Oh, Mannarino, shot of the day, shot of the week. On his way to the title, if it continues in this vein. Take a look at this.
Finger beauty, that one. It was a tough shot for Korda to approach on, wasn't it? It was back behind the baseline, but I think he figured Mannarino's got so much court to cover. I'll be fine here. Korda digging deep right now. Roar of come on.
Grueling rally that Mannarino wins again. Just waiting for his younger opponent to break down, and so it proved.
I love their sign. It says just ace and do breaks.
Yep, that's it.
Easy.
Easy game, isn't it?
I just read that midway through the second set.
Two break points for a double break of serve to leave him serving for the title. There it is. How about that? Just blocked it. But so much feel, and now so much enthusiasm, and so much confidence at his chance of closing out the title.
It's unbelievable returning. I mean, It's hard to actually grasp how good that is. Korda is 6'5". He's been one of the best servers of the week. He's hit the most aces of the tournament. He's hit 70 now. He's been winning 80% of points behind his first serve. And here's Mannarino in the final, in the third set, hitting clean winners off it.
Yeah, it's astonishing. It really is. 4 times now Korda has lost his serve in this match. 4 times in his last 6 service games. Just goes to show, doesn't it? You need that time to work out your opponent in your first meeting, but then when you find your rhythm, it can all click for you. You were talking about the rankings. Mannarino leading the way from France at the age of 35. So much young talent coming through in France at the moment. The number of 21-year-olds, 20s, 19s.
But there's at least 3 of them in contention for the next gen finals in Jeddah.
Absolutely.
At least 3.
Fies and Van Ascher both 19. But top of the pile is a 35-year-old. And it's this man, Mannarino, who's serving for his 2nd title of the year.
He's not been a stranger to double faults in this final. Mannarino, that's his 7th. They've been spread out, 2 in the first, 3 in the second set. That's his 2nd of the 3rd set. So good. Again, these tennis IQ, just knowing he doesn't need to add any extra pace onto that final shot there. Just leaning on it, using the pace that his opponent's given him. His body weight's enough, following it up into the net.
Oh, it's another winner from Mannarino. Oh, look at that reaction. Yes, it was that good. You did just see that with your own eyes. Fantastic reaction in the stands. And it takes Mannarino to championship point.
can win it. It's all you can ask of yourself at this point for Korda. Make your opponent win it. If they want the match, you're not going to give it to them.
Good hustling from Korda. Decent effort. Fighting to the end.
Just hear a scream of frustration from Mannarino in the background. Has he gone a bit tentative there, maybe? Huge difference in this third set. If Mannarino makes his first serve or not, to whether he's going to win the point. Korda would love to have that one back.
He's the man in Astana this week. He's Mannarino. He's the champion. And he's done it with that swinging serve. He hasn't. I thought he'd won it with that ace, his favourite serve. But no, a reprieve for Korda. Wow. Well, some people up on their feet heading for the exits.
Quickly sit back down.
Match continues.
Challenge of the week.
What a win for Mannarino from a set and a breakdown. Champion on the ATP Tour for the second time this year. A champion at the age of 35, beating a man 12 years his junior. A comeback victory. And what an effort. What a performance. And he thoroughly deserves his fourth career title and his first on an indoor hard court. Mannarino will be close to his career high ranking now at the age of 35. And just let that sink in for a moment.
Played brilliant, didn't he? best tennis to last. He described his own tennis as miserable just 2 days ago. Even after his semi-final win, he said, I still don't feel like I'm playing my best tennis, and I don't think he managed to find it in the first set today, but a set and a break down, it took him to loosen up. He's going to celebrate with his coach. Oh no. Team effort. He played brilliantly at Davis Cup on a similar surface. He must have known he had that level in him. He's managed to drag it out at the 11th hour. By the end, it was just unplayable.
So let's hear from the champion, and then it will be the trophy presentation, and he'll be able to get his hands on the Astana trophy.
Adrian Mannarino, the winner of Astana Open 2023. Adrian, what a comeback. I mean, you were down 1-3 in a second, then came back and break down in the third. What can you say about this match? That was the win of experience.
Well, I don't know. You know, in the beginning of the match, I was not feeling my best. I was a little tight. And then, you know, when I was down in the second set breakdown, I start to think like, okay, I should just try to enjoy the match a little bit, because so far I'm just stressed and I'm not even playing. So I started to try some tough shot, and it worked out pretty well. So, you know, I've been a little bit lucky to come back in the second, and then in the third set I was feeling better. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the match.
As we mentioned before, you said after Astana Open 2020 that you're going to come back and win. How it feels to win now, because you were playing final on this court already?
Yeah, I've lost 2 finals on this court, so yeah, it's good to finally get the win. You know, already playing the final was a big accomplishment for me, but winning the title is even better. So yeah, I'm just happy, and I'm gonna try to enjoy this moment.
And also, you made a record on wins in the year already on this tournament. So you are not counting, but anyways, it's time to improve it some more, like the best year in the career. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll try. You know, it's a challenging goal for me to get my ranking high this year, and I'll try my best. But you know, I'm not thinking about this right now. I'm just happy about my match, and we'll see later.
Congrats! Thank you.
It's so nice to hear, isn't it? He just decided to enjoy himself. How many times do we hear that when the players are happiest on the court? They're playing their best tennis, and that's absolutely when he was able to produce his best tennis today. If you look at the statistics, you can see down on the bottom right all those breaks. It was Korda who was able to take his opportunities. Mannarino had the first opportunities, the very first service game of Korda, didn't take them. Korda capitalised, took it himself. Single break for him, 6-4, the set he had. And then Korda, that first break in the second set, he was a set and 3-1 up, wasn't he, before Mannarino managed the comeback. And then ran away with the third set, 2 breaks in the end. He had that cushion to play around with. So aggressive behind the second serve of Korda as the match went on as well. We saw him hitting some clean winners. It was classic Mannarino in the end.
Well, it was the runner-up plate to the right, collected by Mannarino 3 years ago. Now he gets his hand on the golden edition to the left. A 4th career title to go with his successes in Den Bosch 2019, Winston-Salem 2022, and Newport, Rhode Island earlier this year. 2 grass court titles, 1 outdoor hard, and now 1 indoor hard. So we're almost ready for the trophy presentation and the chance for Adrian Mannarino to get his hands on this Astana Open plate. Heartbreak again for Sebastian Korda, losing his second final of the year from a winning position. Although, of course, matches are never won until match point is converted. As he found out so cruelly in Adelaide, never quite got to that position today. But 7-3-1's a healthy lead. Couldn't do it. And here we go then with the trophy presentation for the Astana Open of 2023.
Hayırlı kеш, құрметті ханымдар мен мырзалар. Astana Open ATP 250 халықаралық ерлер арасындағы турнирі жекелесін марапаттау рәсімін бастаймыз. Бастамас бұрын біз демеушілерімізге, серіктестерімізге, ұйымдастырушылар тобына және Қазақстан теннис федерациясының президенті Болат Жаңатұлы Теміратовқа мың алғысымызды білдіреміз.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to begin the award ceremony of the singles event of the ATP 250 Astana Open 2023. But first, let us take a moment to say a big thank you to Mr. Bulat Utimuratov, President of Kazakhstan Tennis Federation, and all those involved in the organization of the tournament. To our partners, general partners of the tournament, Forte Bank, Kasing, senior partner, Emirates, official automotive partner, Lexus Kazakhstan, partner, Turan Water.
Марапаттау рәсімін өткізу үшін кортқа турнирдің ресми тұлғаларын шақырамыз.
We would now like to invite the tournament officials to the court for the award ceremony.
Ендеше, қошеметпен қарсы алайық.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Attila Richter, ATP 250 Astana Open Tournament Advisor. Mr. Andrei Kornilov, ATP Supervisor. Mr. Emiliano Zanon, ATP Referee. Now, I would like to invite to the court Mr. Yuri Polsky, ATP 250 Astana Open designated representative. Mr. Diaz Doskaraev, the Vice President of Kazakhstan Tennis Federation. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bulat Utimuratov, President of Kazakhstan Tennis Federation.
Құттықтаусыз Attila Richter мырзаға беріледі.
Let me pass the floor to Mr. Attila Richter, ATP 250 Astana Open 2023 Tournament Advisor.
Good afternoon again. It is a very proud moment for all of us, now after the 4th edition of the Astana Open. After facing many challenges before the event, I think it's fair to say that we have seen a truly tremendous tennis tournament over the last 8 days. Here we are at the third ATP 250 event that Kazakhstan has hosted, witnessing the third final in which Adrian was involved. A runner-up in 2020, the first ever tour event, a runner-up last year in doubles at the 500 event, and now at this third try, winning the last match. The fact that many players like Adrian returned to Astana over the years gives us confidence to continue to strive for perfection and doing everything we can to make the stay of the players as comfortable as possible. For us, there is nothing more comforting than having players leave Astana with great memories, good feelings, and good results. Sebastian, what a run it has been for you as well after a challenging season so far. A semi-final last week in Zhuhai, arriving here pretty late, but then fighting through all your matches until today's final with some really good tennis and memorable wins. Eventually, at every end of a tournament, there has to be one winner. Congratulations to Adrian and your team, but also a big thanks to Sebastian and your team, as we could witness a great final today between two great athletes on court. Thank you, Sebastian. Merci beaucoup, Adrian. I yet tend to say that today we had not only one, but many winners, as it's the second time that fans were allowed in the stands, and the atmosphere that you have created today has been tremendous and has been great throughout the week. Considering it's a Tuesday, I think it's an even bigger thank you to all of you. Spasiba. Just a few more thank yous before I finish. There is a lot of sweat, not only behind the hard work of the great results on court, but there's also a lot of work put on stage behind staging these events. So the first big and biggest thank you goes to Mr. Bulat Utamuratov, president of the KTF, whose love and passion towards not only this event, but tennis in general, makes a real difference. Bulat, your dedication and support are part of tennis history already. Thank you to everyone involved in the organization, ball kids, umpires, staff, and anyone who helped this event take place. Your work is very much appreciated, and everybody should be really proud of themselves. Finally, a big thank you to the players for choosing Astana this week. We are humbled and very proud of being your hosts for these days, and hope we could make your stay comfortable, memorable, maybe even make you feel special too. Good luck for the rest of the season. See you all hopefully back next year in Kazakhstan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Attila.
Келесі сөз кезегі Андрей Корнилов мырзаға беріледі.
Let me pass the floor to Mr. Andrei Kornilov, ATP supervisor.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the ATP, I would like to thank Mr. Bulat Utamuratov, the president of the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation, and his dedicated team for putting up this fantastic event here in the beautiful capital of Republic of Kazakhstan, Astana. I would like to thank all the sponsors, volunteers, ball kids, line umpires, transportation services, catering. For without them, this tournament would not be possible. Let me congratulate the finalists with a great achievement this week and for the amazing tennis which they showed us today. They gave it all on this court, and let's give them another round of applause from all of us. And of course, big thank you to all the fans who were constantly coming to watch the matches this week. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all back again for another successful event next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we now will proceed with the award-giving ceremony. The trophies will be presented by Mr. Bulat Utimuratov, the president of the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation.
Hanımlar мен мырзалар, ATP 250 Astana Open 2023 турнирінің финалисі атанған Sebastian Korda мырзаны қарсы алыңыздар.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to receive his trophy, the runner-up of the 2023 ATP 250 Astana Open, Mr. Sebastian Korda! I would now like to invite the singles runner-up to say a few words, please.
Сөз кезегі ATP 250 Astana Open 2023 турнирінің финалисі Sebastian Kordaға беріледі.
Hello everyone. First off, I want to congratulate Adrian on an incredible tournament. He played some incredible tennis today and throughout the whole week, and just a big congratulations to him and his whole team. You know, you guys played an amazing final, and best of luck for the rest of the year. I want to thank every one of you guys for coming out this whole week. Your support has been amazing throughout the matches. You guys made every single match fun for me, and you know, you guys were just a lot of fun just to play in front of, and you know, I really greatly appreciate it. And you know, that's next. I want to thank Mr. Bulat for an incredible tournament. This is my 4th time in Kazakhstan. They've always been very, very kind to me. I've received a few wildcards and challengers from them, you know, and always a great honor to be back here in Kazakhstan, and you know, especially to be here in Astana playing in front of you guys. You know, it's been an incredible journey for me, and you know, hopefully we see you guys soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Sebastian Korda.
Ал енді ATP 250 Astana Open 2023 турнирінің жеңімпазы атанған Adrian Mannarino мырзаны қарсы алыңыздар.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to receive his trophy, the singles champion of the 2023 ATP 250 Astana Open, Adrian Mannarino! I would now like to invite the singles champion of the 2023 ATP 250 Astana Open to say a few words, please.
Келесі сөзді Astana Open 250 турнирінің жеңімпазы Adrian Mannaриноға беріледі.
Well, thanks everybody for showing up today. It's been a great week for me. It was really nice to be on court all the week with a lot of fans coming and cheering for me. I'm barely cheered like that, even in France, so it was really nice to have this atmosphere during all the weeks. So thanks everybody. I'll start to say congratulations also to Sebastian. He had some exhausting 2 weeks. He's been paying a little bit these efforts today, but he's playing amazing, and I wish him the best for the end of the year and the many years to come. And I'd like to thank all the organization of the tournament, because they make us feel really well here. It's always a pleasure to be back in Astana. It's been my 3rd time here, and I always feel really welcome, and I'm really looking forward to be back next year. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Attila. It's always nice to be here, and you're a big part of it. I would like to thank everybody. I remember the dinner last year after the final. I told you I would be back. So yeah, thank you, Rory. And I'll just finish with my coach. Thank you, Arno. Thanks for all these efforts. It's not an easy job to work with me, and it's not an easy job to be around all the year on the tour. And thank you for all these sacrifice.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation, the host of the tournament, I would like to congratulate the winner, the runner-up, and all the participants of the 2023 ATP 250 Astana Open. We wish all the participants a successful year ahead on the tour, and we look forward to welcome you all back on the tennis courts here in Kazakhstan very soon.
Турнирді қабылдаушы тарап Қазақстан Теннис Федерациясы, сондай-ақ біздің бас демеушілеріміз, ресми серіктестеріміз атынан турнир қатысушылары мен жеңімпаздарын құттықтауға рұқсат етіңіздер. Баршаға сәттілік пен жоғары нәтиже тілейміз. Еліміздің корттарында қайта кездескенше.
Thank you.
Closer now and I can feel it in my blood. Something about your energy that moves me every time we touch. Worshiping the only thing that's always playing on my mind. So tell me what we're waiting for.
Құрметті теннисер қауым, финалист пен жеңімпазымызды шапалақпен құттықтаймын. Дамы и господа, громкими овациями поздравляем финалиста и чемпиона!
Time has come, so tell me, baby, what's it gonna take? We can be the champions, we can own the night. Yeah, might destroy us.
И, конечно же, друзья, мы благодарим всех наших зрителей, кто приехал на этот турнир со всех регионов Казахстана, друзья. Браво!
Перед вами команда Федерации тенниса Казахстана, которая организовала данное волшебное мероприятие для вас.
So congratulations to the champion of the Astana Open 2023, Adrian Mannarino. What a week we've had. We've had some terrific matches, some long matches, some big shots. Many of them from the Frenchman Mannarino in that final set. He's the champion here, and thank you so much for your company all week in Astana.